Hi friends, Larissa here, happiness archaeologist. I met a wonderful family this evening, and I have to tell you some of the notes they gave me on having a happy family. I met Joanne and the pizza family of Pizza Mike's. Now Joanne has been married to her husband for 38 years. When was the last time you got to meet someone who's been able to stay married happily for 38 years? So I asked her, what tips or advice would she have on creating such a long-lasting marriage? She said, first and foremost, talk everything out. I can't tell you how many times I've heard this one from new couples and veteran couples. Communication is always key and always crucial to a happy, long-lasting marriage. Can't stress that enough. I find the more couples I ask and the more times that I hear the same answers, it's a pretty good reason to stick with those. She also said, listen to what the other person has to say. You may not agree, but make sure you listen and you hear them. Hear their point of view, their side, and be receptive. Now, I know a lot of people like to just jump in and not really listen, but just wait until the person takes a breath so that they can run in and speak themselves, but listening, really listening and absorbing is a different skill to build. She also said, pick your battles. Her example was the toilet seat. Now, perhaps it might still be okay to put a post-it note on there, letting them know, a friendly reminder, gentle reminder, but maybe that's not the thing to fly off the handle about or yell and really get upset about, because if they married you, chances are they're not doing it with malicious intent. It's just being forgetful. I also asked, what tips would you have on selecting a mate? I asked them how they met. I heard the story that apparently the husband was looking for worms to go fishing. So he was watering his lawn so that the next night he could collect them. Apparently she was visiting a friend that was a neighbor. He saw her and soon after asked the neighbor for her number because he wanted to get to know her. I guess he was watering the lawn and he just kind of stopped and saw her and instantly knew, and it went from there. So what do you do to know if this person is your person? Joanne said, red flags, watch out for them. And I asked, what about small red flags? Do they add up? Does that count? Or do they have to be just big red flags? She said, yes, even pay attention to the small red flags. On their own, they may not seem like a big deal, but I can also say that sometimes when you feel like you're having a bad day, it's not because anything drastic happened, but a lot of small little things that really add up. So in the same way, if the person you're thinking about as a life partner is raising red flags, keep an eye out and keep that in mind. If they're all about themselves, she said they will not change. You can't change. A lot of girls think they can change a guy. I agree that it's not the way to go. Just get one that's ready to go out of the gate. I would like them pre-made, preheated, whatever you want to call it, but not a project that you need to fix. And if they're all about themselves, they'll stay that way. If they're more giving, caring about other people, that's what you're looking for. She also pointed out to make sure you have a genuine person, and that could probably go with the red flags. Perhaps you find out that they're not exactly the way they say they are. Even if it's on little things, that could add up, because someone who's trying to put forth a front that doesn't really match reality, it may be a little thing like something to do with their fashion or something, but that can say a lot more about bigger things down the road. She said make sure you get to know their family and you like them. I've thought a lot about this one because I really believe you marry their family. I don't want to have the stereotypical in-law tension. I would love for his family to love me just as much and vice versa. So make sure you consider the family, because not only do you have to get along with them, but you're also seeing where he comes from. He's likely to become like them, teach his kids to be that way, and so ideally go for what you want to have. And she said to keep an open mind. That one could be used in many different ways, but perhaps while you're discussing things and listening to each other and all that, make sure that you just stay open to ideas and don't become too stubborn and closed off. And she said don't overthink things. Now, this can be hard to do for some people, especially people that think all the time, think all day long. Sometimes it's easy to overthink things, but again, I'm going to go back to if they married you, their intentions hopefully are good. So hopefully you don't have to wonder the way you might when you're dating or in the new stages with a new relationship. You can just trust that they mean the best. Just like a professor said that they like to believe everyone is doing the best that they can at any given time, hopefully we can believe our mates and spouses are doing the best they can with our best interest in mind, and anything less is a mere accident, certainly not intentional and malicious. So, Joanne, thank you. Here's to 38 more wonderful years. I'm going to try to remember, talk everything out, listen, pick your battles, watch for red flags, get someone who is selfless, genuine, love their family, keep an open mind, and don't overthink things. Thank you. I hope this helps. I know it helped me. I love hearing these love stories. Keep them coming. I want to meet all the people who have stayed married happily, and I want to see so many more marriages lasting a lifetime into eternity. Thanks so much for listening. Hope this helps. Have a great week.